everyone, welcome back to the channel. So about 1.5 years ago I uploaded a video on here which was a recipe that I do all the time, which was protein flapjacks. I'll leave a link to that video up here. And yeah, like I said, this is something that's great that I always use after rides for my recovery or just as a snack. But today I wanted to do another cooking video for a change, and I wanted to show you one of the other recipes that I'm using all the time over here in France. And this is more for while I'm racing and training. This is what fuels me on the ride, and that is rice cakes. So this isn't the crispy style, this is what you see a lot of professionals eating in races that are always wrapped up. These are really good because sometimes I can get really sick of eating lots of the same bars and gels, and there's lots of different ways you can customize these and change them around, which I've done. So I'm going to show you how I make them. So I've been making these for about 3 or 4 years now. Like I said, I've varied them a lot and made lots of changes. I think it's a recipe that's quite a lot of trial and error. It took me a while to really perfect them, but when I was making them a lot last year, I got really good at it. So just a word of warning that the first time you make them, they might not be amazing in terms of texture, but over time you get used to it and get more confident. So yeah, I think I'll go through the ingredients now, of the base ingredients, and then the stuff that I every so often change just to add a bit more flavour to my preference. So I'd say my 3 base ingredients that you need to make these rice cakes are obviously the first one, rice. But I think you need to get a specific type of rice. What I've got here is pudding rice. I've realised this is what is best. A risotto rice is also quite good. You want something that can hold texture and sort of shape well, just because you need that sort of shape for them to hold together. I find long grain rice or basmati rice isn't what you want to use, because it just doesn't hold and absorb water well. The second ingredient that you need is some sort of cream cheese, or yeah, soft cheese. Doesn't really matter. I've gone for classic Lidl's own brand as I'm on a budget. But yeah, again, this is something that will help hold the rice together and bond it, and it adds a lot of calories, which is the most important thing about it. And then I'd say the third ingredient that you need as a base is either honey or maple syrup. Just again, sugar. The whole point of these rice cakes is to be refueling yourself with your sugars, your carbs and your glycogen. So they can be quite sweet, but you basically with that choose whatever you want, down to your preference. So then my second side of it, which is the customization of it really, is most of the time when I make these, I make a big batch and I'll freeze them, and then I'll just take them out before each ride and I'll defrost and I can eat them. So when I first started making them, I used to do them with raisins and cinnamon, but I found that when I froze the rice cakes, the raisins went a bit not great when I defrosted them, so I don't really do that anymore. But there's an option, just handful of raisins with the mix, and yeah, just cinnamon sticks or powder. Something I've gone more into the last sort of 2 years is what I'm going to do today is Oreos, or another great one is Lotus speculoos biscuits. So I'm just going to crunch these up into the main mixture, and again it just adds flavour. You can really mix and match anything you want when you make these. Another good one I've done is literally just cinnamon with the cream cheese. It's more of a plain flavour, but I sort of mix and match throughout the year what I have with them. But today we're going to do Oreo, so let's get on with the cooking.
The first thing you're going to want to do is get a medium-sized pan. Then you're going to want to weigh out about 250 grams of a short grain pudding or risotto rice and add this to your pan. Then measure out about 500 millilitres of water and add this to the rice. Turn the hob onto about a medium-high heat and give the rice a stir before putting the lid on and letting boil. While we're letting the rice boil, it's time to prepare the Oreos. Get about 120 grams of Oreos and put them into a plastic bag. Make sure the bag is firmly shut, then get a hard object like a rolling pin and crush the Oreos into small little pieces. Once your rice has started to boil, give it a stir and lower the heat till it's simmering. Once all the water in your rice has been absorbed, turn the heat off completely. Then add 1 tablespoon of honey, your mixture of Oreos from earlier, and 150 grams of cream or soft cheese to this mixture. Give it all a quick stir and then set aside for 10 minutes with the lid on. After about 10 minutes, combine the Oreos, cream cheese and rice together. You want to get a good texture out of this and so it can hold well like shown there. Once you're happy with the consistency of the rice, get the bag you used for the Oreos earlier and put all the contents of this mixture in the bag. You're then going to want to get a chopping board and put pressure on the rice cakes. This is to give it a good texture and a good shape. Once you're happy with the shape and texture of your rice cakes, put them into the fridge overnight to let set. After being in the fridge overnight, they should have really hardened up and now it's time to chop them up. They may not look the nicest things, but they certainly taste great and fuel well on the bike. Something I would really recommend when wrapping up your rice cakes is parchment foil. This is a lot better than tin foil because on one side it has a soft paper to it, so it means the rice cakes won't stick when you wrap them up. There's certainly a technique to wrapping up these rice cakes. This is something I've learnt more and more over time, and it's become easier to get out on a ride and eat.
That's my rice cake recipe. Another cooking video on the channel as well. They were perfect for my 3-hour ride today in terms of fueling and everything, so yeah, couldn't have asked for any more. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let us know in the comments if you try this recipe, if you want to see any more cooking videos on the channel. I really do enjoy cooking over here, so if there's any opportunity to make a video out of it, I'm sure I will. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.